Hey, how's it going, fight fans? Welcome to Mindful Combat. If this is the first time you checked out my channel or any of my content, why don't you consider joining my growing fight community by hitting the subscribe button and getting involved in the brilliant conversation down in the comment section below. My channel is very small, but I take a lot of pride in the conversation that we have down in the comment section below, and I think anyone that reads the comments will find that I've got some of the most educated subscribers, educated fight fans in the whole of YouTube. So guys, get involved in it. I encourage all participation, so please guys get involved. So for this video, I'm going to be breaking down an upcoming fun welterweight fight, and that's key about this fight. It's a fun welterweight fight. Not really much else to it. It doesn't impact the title picture. It's not going to determine the top contender in any weight division, and I say any weight division because even though it's being contested at 170, is it a true 170 fight? Now, let me know your thoughts on that. Is this a true 170 fight? So this is going to be Stephen Wonderboy Thompson versus the former UFC and WEC lightweight champion Anthony Showtime Pettis. Let's go through the tail of the tape and talk about the significance of each of these factors coming into this fight, and then we'll have a little brief discussion about the fight itself. So Anthony Pettis coming into this fight is the younger man at 32 years old. He's 32 years old, the younger man, younger by 4 years than Stephen Thompson, who's 36. But I think it's not unfair or out of place for me to sit here and say I feel like Anthony Pettis' best days are behind him. And I mean, he was once 18-2. Since that day, he's gone 3-6. He lost his world title. He got beaten up by Max Holloway for the interim belt. He's just coming off a tough loss to Tony Ferguson. And I just wonder what Anthony Pettis has left in the tank at this stage in his career. And Stephen Thompson, who in his own right is coming off a loss to Darren Till in July 2018, he's 36 years old. He hasn't looked particularly spectacular since his win over probably Johnny Hendricks or Rory MacDonald. The win of Rory MacDonald was a good win. Was it spectacular though? I don't know. And I feel like both of these gentlemen are towards the end of their career. Their records. Stephen Thompson comes into this fight with a record of 14 wins, 3 losses and 1 draw. Anthony Pettis is 21 wins and 8 losses. Obviously Anthony Pettis is vastly more experienced in mixed martial arts, but Stephen Thompson did have about 60 or so professional kickboxing fights. So I mean, the experience is made up for there, and considering this fight is 100% going to be settled on the feet, I think the discrepancy in mixed martial arts fights is not as big because of how the fight's going to play. I don't know if that's making sense, but I know what I'm trying to articulate. Let's go through their sizing now. So Stephen Thompson, he stands at 6 foot tall with a 75-inch reach, and he takes on Anthony Pettis, who's 5'10" and 72.5-inch reach. So he's got about 3 inches of height on him, and he's got about 2.5 inches of reach on him. He's also a much bigger man. Like Stephen Thompson would never in his wildest imagination ever consider going down to 145. I'm convinced he couldn't make 155 either. Anthony Pettis is a 155er, and that size is going to play out in this fight, and I think it's going to make a difference, particularly as they both have a very similar skill set. And let's go into their styles. Stephen Thompson's got that karate style. He fights with his hands low, throws them kicks, a lot of front leg, side kicks, front leg head kicks. He likes to fight from a distance. He bounces in and out. That's the way he likes to do it. And Anthony Pettis, he's a dynamic striker in his own right. In his heyday, Anthony Pettis was a brutal knockout artist. I mean, who remembers his knockout win over Joe Lozan, or that body kick KO of Donald Cerrone? And so Anthony Pettis, and this will be settled on the feet. This is a fight that will be settled on the feet. Let's look at some of their key wins now. For Stephen Thompson, his key wins will be Johnny Hendricks, and he beat Johnny Hendricks back when Johnny Hendricks was 17-3 and coming off a victory over Matt Brown. He's beaten Rory MacDonald, who's the current Bellator welterweight world champion. He beat Jake Ellenberger. He beat Robert Whittaker when Robert Whittaker was a 170-pounder. And Anthony Pettis, he's obviously got the 2 wins over Benson Henderson, won 2 world titles, WEC and UFC. He beat Gil Melendez. He beat Charles the Bronx Oliveira, which is a win that I respect a hell of a lot. More recently, he beat Michael Chiesa at 155. That was a great win for him. That's good. So they've both got some key wins. They've both been around for a while. So they've both done some good stuff in mixed martial arts, particularly Anthony Pettis with 2 world titles. But they're both important figures in the world of mixed martial arts. X factors for issues. First, we'll do the issues. So for Anthony Pettis, I think the issues are wear and tear. got to wonder what stage of his career he's at in his MMA career. And for Stephen Thompson, I just wonder, is he as motivated to be doing this anymore? You know, he's had a little bit of a layoff. He had one fight last year. He went 0-1 last year. He's not been so active. Is that going to impact his performance? Now, X factor for Stephen Thompson, I think the X factor for him is definitely his size. For Anthony Pettis, there's no weight cut, so is he going to be fresher, reinvigorated? Is he going to be more brutal? There's obviously no fear of the takedown, so are we going to see primetime, Showtime Pettis? And that brings us into the fight. I'm a huge Anthony Pettis fan, and I've been a huge Anthony Pettis fan for as long as I can remember. For as long as I've seen him, I remember watching him fight and lose to Palazewski, and I'm sure I slaughtered his name, but I remember watching that fight and thinking to myself, oh man, I really like this guy. So I've always been a huge fan of Anthony Pettis, and I would love to see him get the win. Unfortunately, mixed martial arts, there's no fairy tale land, there's no fairy tales, and heroes don't tend to personal heroes don't tend to have things go their own way, particularly when they're on a downward spiral like Anthony Pettis is. I don't think he's going to win this fight. I don't think it's a good fight for him stylistically. I think it's going to be a lot of fun for fight fans to watch. But in giving a breakdown, I have to be unbiased and objective, and I just do not see what tools he has on his feet to threaten Stephen Thompson, be able to hurt Stephen Thompson. Stephen Thompson already showed what he can do against a high caliber lightweight striker when he fought George Masvidal, and he absolutely dominated that fight, and I feel like he's going to dominate this fight. He's going to keep his distance, and I think this is a good fight for Anthony Pettis in the sense that Stephen Thompson's not a pressure fighter like a lot of the guys that have given Anthony Pettis problems are, and I think that's where Anthony Pettis' big opportunity lies. Because of the way Stephen Thompson fights, I'm going to predict that this fight is going to be a 5-round unanimous decision win for Stephen Thompson. I would love to see Anthony Pettis get the W. I don't think he will. I think he'll have his moments in the fight, but I think we've got to go with Stephen Thompson for the win. 5-round unanimous decision win for Stephen Thompson. That's my prediction. So fight fans, let me know what you guys think. Let me know how you see this fight going, and let me know if you think I'm completely off the mark in my prediction or my breakdown, or if I've missed out anything key in my breakdown for this fight. Thank you guys.